I never thought the president of my homeowners association would physically grab my puppy in front of dozens of witnesses. The incident happened on a bright sunny afternoon in the middle of our community park. My pulse quickened as Rachel's fingers wrapped tightly around Max's collar without any permission at all. She yanked hard while screaming about some obscure rule violation that did not even exist. I stood there in total disbelief, trying to process what was unfolding right before my eyes. Let me start from the beginning so you can understand the full picture of this HOA nightmare. I had moved to Sunnybrook Estates 6 months earlier, seeking a calm life with my puppy. I worked as a freelance illustrator and wanted quiet streets for my creative projects every day. Max, my energetic golden retriever puppy, was my constant companion and biggest source of joy. The HOA seemed harmless at first, with its focus on keeping property standards perfect. Rachel served as the longtime president, and she took her role extremely seriously every single day. She patrolled the streets daily in her golf cart, looking for any minor infractions possible. Her first official notice to me concerned the exact shade of my welcome mat outside. I replaced it promptly to avoid any unnecessary conflict with the board right away. However, that only seemed to fuel her desire to monitor my every move closely afterward. The second complaint arrived shortly after, regarding the height of my front lawn grass. I rushed out with the mower to fix it before she could issue a fine. The scent of freshly cut grass lingered as I wiped sweat from my brow in frustration. She did not stop there and soon targeted my beloved puppy with ridiculous accusations. A certified letter claimed Max had barked excessively during my brief grocery store run. I invested in training tools to keep him quiet, even though it was total overkill. Her behavior grew more invasive as she began gossiping with other homeowners quite openly. I caught wind of the rumors through casual conversations at the community mailbox one morning. She told them I was an unfit owner who let my dog run completely wild. The stress started affecting my sleep and concentration on tight work deadlines at home. I documented every letter, email, and phone call in a dedicated digital folder on my laptop. My collection of evidence grew steadily with each new act of her targeted harassment. Friends outside the HOA laughed when I shared stories, but it was no joke to me. The situation escalated slowly until it reached a boiling point in full public view. That particular Saturday, the neighborhood was enjoying a casual outdoor social event in the park. Families lounged on blankets while children played games under the warm afternoon sunlight. I decided to join with Max on his sturdy leash for some fresh air and exercise. The park smelled of grilled burgers and blooming jasmine flowers all around the green space. Rachel emerged from the crowd like a predator spotting its prey from far away. Her expression changed to one of pure indignation as she marched straight toward us aggressively. She began yelling about Regulation 47B regarding pet control in common areas. I responded politely, explaining that Max was properly leashed and not causing any issues. Her face reddened with frustration as she ignored my logical explanation entirely and stepped closer. Without any further warning, she bent over and seized my puppy forcefully by the collar. Max whimpered loudly in surprise and fear from the sudden rough handling she gave him. A wave of protective instinct washed over me, but I maintained my calm composure. "Please release my dog this instant," I said in a firm and measured tone of voice. She tightened her grip and proclaimed that she had the authority to confiscate him immediately. The surrounding neighbors stopped what they were doing to watch the shocking display unfold. Several people pulled out their smartphones to record the altercation for clear proof later. The air filled with whispers and gasps as the drama unfolded publicly in broad daylight. Fortunately, the community security officer named Mike was on patrol nearby that exact day. He hurried over upon hearing the raised voices and commotion coming from the growing crowd. "What is going on here?" he asked in a calm but authoritative professional voice. Rachel immediately turned her accusations toward me, claiming I had provoked her first. But the video recordings from multiple angles told the true story very clearly indeed. I had started filming the moment she approached us aggressively in the middle of the park. "This is Rachel, the HOA president, grabbing my leashed puppy," I narrated into my phone steadily. Mike assessed the situation and asked her to let go of the animal right away. After a brief but intense standoff, she reluctantly released Max with a dramatic, frustrated sigh. I immediately picked up my scared puppy and comforted him with soothing words and gentle strokes. The witnesses began to speak up one after another in my strong defense on the spot. An older gentleman confirmed that Rachel had initiated the physical contact first without cause. A young mother with toddlers nodded and showed her own video recording from her phone. Security reviewed the collected footage on the spot and noted the clear, undeniable facts. Rachel attempted to argue her case, but her explanations sounded increasingly desperate and unhinged. Her voice cracked as she realized the crowd was not on her side at all. I thanked everyone involved for their support and quick thinking in that tense moment. Later that night, I carefully compiled all the evidence into a single detailed professional report. I included the video clip's witness statements and my previous documentation folder from months before. The next HOA board meeting was only a few days away, and I prepared thoroughly for it. I rehearsed my points to ensure I presented everything in a professional and factual manner. When the meeting convened, the atmosphere in the room was noticeably tense and uncomfortable. Rachel sat at the front table with her arms crossed in open defiance of the facts. I took the floor and outlined the entire history of her targeted harassment against me. The board members listened intently as I played the park incident video on the big screen. Gasps rippled through the audience when they saw Rachel's aggressive actions in full color. I highlighted how her behavior violated both HOA bylaws and local animal protection laws. She tried to interrupt with objections, but the chairman silenced her firmly and immediately. After a short deliberation, the board called for a vote on her leadership role right then. The decision was unanimous, and she was immediately removed from her president position on the spot. Rachel stood up abruptly and left the meeting without saying another word to anyone present. Her departure was followed by a wave of relieved sighs from the gathered residents in the room. Word of her ousting spread quickly throughout the entire Sunnybrook Estates neighborhood by evening. Many longtime residents came forward to share their similar experiences with her over the years. It became apparent that her reign of petty tyranny had lasted far too long unchecked. The board elected a new president who promised transparency and fairness in all future decisions. Life returned to normal, and I could finally enjoy my home without constant worry or fear. Max and I took leisurely walks through the park without any fear of sudden confrontation. The community felt truly welcoming for the first time since I had moved into the suburb. I often smile when I pass by her former house, which now sits empty and for sale. The whole ordeal taught me that standing up calmly with solid evidence always pays off eventually. In the end, the real rule breaker was the one who claimed to enforce every single rule. Justice served in the most public and satisfying way possible that bright sunny afternoon. Now the suburb is peaceful once again, and my puppy plays happily ever after in the grass.